an elderly Chinese woman has stunned her family and fellow villagers by growing from her forehead a horn that resembles a goat's.
What will happen after we close our eyes? Abstracts from the Bandy Santasido description. Every birth will be followed by death. Is death the end of everything, or is there another life? What happens after death has been and remains a question. There are two great traditions. The first group held the view that after death all would end and there would be no new birth. But the second group had a different view, that after death there was still life to come. The first group acknowledged that man is made up of two things, soul or spirit, and body or body. It is their view that after death the spirit is also destroyed, so that there is no rebirth. They have parables. A lime-chewed beetle leaf appears red.
Beetle leaves and lime represent the body, while the color red represents the spirit. The parable can mean that when the body dies or is destroyed, the spirit is also destroyed. There will be no rebirth.
There is no law of karma. All present deeds will not bear any fruit in future, because there is no rebirth. So that this life can be used for fun. This understanding still exists. The second group thought differently, that there is rebirth after death. Flesh and spirit are two different things. Once death occurs, the spirit still goes on to the next life. Master Tathagata denied both views. Rebirth may occur when causes persist. He resisted the view that there was a spirit, an entity or something fixed that wandered from birth to birth. Because all those phenomena, the elements, are constantly changing.
Having such a new birth he could see with his ability abhinya, in this case his developed ability, which is the ability of the God's eye, is the great knowledge, the extrasensory perception of perception. Not by ratio or logic. He knew that it was stillborn born dead to his karma.
There are other realms after death. But in birth or in life beings there is no spirit or thing that remains in them. On the side of Padakasamapada, or the interdependent, case-filled side of which the spirit does not exist because the elements are constantly changing. Padakasamapada explains, with avijja or stupidity as the condition arises, sankhara is a good and bad deed. With sankhara arise vijnana or consciousness, with vijnana arise nama and rupa or mentality and body, with nama and rupa comes salayutana or sixth foundation indriya. Because salayutana comes up phassa or contact, with phassa there is feeling, with the feeling of tanha or appetite of desire. With tanha showing up or attachment, with the child born, with bhava or, with the birth of bhava comes birth, with the birth of the birth there is sorrow, tears, age, death, etc. The new birth is due to a number of factors, the Padakasamapada factor, but the spirit is not found in every element of Padakasamapada. What happens is that there are mutually sustaining conditions or phenomena that generate a continuity, in which there is birth after death. The birth of a person after death is affected by the actions of each individual. Like seed sown, so also fruit to be picked. Good deeds after death result in being born in a realm either good or happy. The subsequent evil deeds associated with death will result in being born into a realm of suffering. One who kills, is stingy, doesn't have money, or gets angry, so after he dies he might be born in hell, or if he was born in the world he would be a poor, short-lived human being or an ugly one.
If not to kill but to help others or to save money, to be generous, not to anger,
He may be born in heaven after death, or if he is born as a human, he will live a long life, be rich, undiseased or fair-faced. Works of the past may bear fruit directly after death, whether immediately in hell or in heaven or not.
But there were also works which bore fruit in the days that followed. This is not the result of what we did in life before this life, but may have originated in our previous lives.
There are Brahmins and rudimentary application monks who see people who in their lifetime do a lot of good, but after death are born into a world of suffering. So they think that the law of karma does not exist.
Some see otherwise, people who during their lifetime have committed many evil acts, but who after death are born in the realm of happiness. So they also think that the law of karma does not exist. For that reason, Tathagata provides the explanation. Even though a person during his lifetime has done a lot of good, but when at the end of his life that person is evil, it causes him to be born in a world of pain. And on the other hand, even though a person during his lifetime has been guilty of many evil deeds, yet at the very last moment the person is virtuous, it can cause him to be born in the realm of happiness. The individual's good or evil deeds will then bear fruit, or bear fruit in later life. It did not immediately bear fruit in life after his death. There are 31 realms of life, from the most miserable to the happiest. From hell's lowest to the most blissful Brahma realm. The higher or lower the nature of his life, the higher his happiness and misery would be, and the longer his lifespan would be. The purpose of Tathagata teaching Dhamma is how we should be rid of all forms of life, free from the wheel of birth and death. Being born in these realms is suffering. All we have to do is remove the cause of birth.
Suffering in a general way or samsara can result from three things, such as a seed that grows into a tree when it is nourished by soil and water. But in detail, the samsara gives rise to 12 dependent things called padakasamapada. In the third general way that the samsara represented the vijnana, or consciousness, karma, or action, and tanha, or lust of desire. The seed is the vijnana symbol, the soil is the symbol of karma, and the water is the knot of tanha.
Vijnana will continue when there is karma and tanha. For it to be released from birth, its nutrients from life must be destroyed. That nutrient is tanha, it must be destroyed. A broken tanha has taken a break.
Ahat is still doing works, but being not accompanied by Tana is not bringing to birth. An act not accompanied by Tana is called Kiraya.
The way to destroy tanha is by properly practicing the Noble Eightfold Path. That is to have the right view, the right thought, the right speech, the right act, the right livelihood, the right effort, the right attention and right concentration that must be constantly developed. So a brief description of what will happen after we close our eyes, may it be helpful. See you in another video on this channel that has always tried to contain good knowledge and interesting information, or perhaps something that is entertaining, with hope other than worthwhile, hopefully not boring to watch.
You can find this channel by name, Hermanu Hadi. Please search it on YouTube.
For those of you who have watched this video to the very end, I hope you are healthy, happy, charitable, and passionate about living with a peaceful heart. Bye-bye.
Zhang Rufang. An elderly Chinese woman has stunned her family and fellow villagers by growing from her forehead a horn that resembles a goat's. Grandmother Zhang Rufang, 101, of Henan Province, began developing the mysterious protrusion last year. Since then it has grown 2.4 inches in length, and another now appears to emerging on the other side of the mother of seven's forehead. The condition has left her family baffled and worried. Although it is unknown what the protrusion is on Mrs. Zhang's head, it resembles a cutaneous horn. This is a funnel-shaped growth, and although most are only a few millimeters in length, some can extend a number of inches from the skin. Cutaneous horns are made up of compacted keratin, which is the same protein we have in our hair and nails, and forms horns, wool and feathers in animals. They usually develop in fair-skinned elderly adults who have a history of significant sun exposure, but it is extremely unusual to see it form protrusions of this size. The growths are most common in elderly people, aged between 60 and the mid-70s. They can sometimes be cancerous, but more than half of cases are benign. Cutaneous horns can be removed surgically, but this does not treat the underlying cause. Mehmet Ozurek. Guinness World Records shared one of the profiles of a competitor's back in the day on Sunday, a Turkish man whose nose was recorded to be the longest features on a human face. Mehmet Ozurek, from Turkey, appeared on a television show on March 18, 2010, called Low Show Day Record, where his nose was measured to be the longest. His nose was measured to be 8.8 centimeters long. However, the authority on records further reported that this might not be the longest nose ever lived, because there are reports from 1770s that suggest an English circus star by the name Thomas Wetters had a 19 centimeters long nose. John Line Bacchus. John Line Bacchus of Tollysa, Cebu is dealing with a huge problem. Hers is so extraordinary that it involves not seeing her own toes anymore. What she carries are her huge chest, as big as balls of basketball. The 24-year-old mother of two. She researched on John Line's condition on how this created a life full of problems and challenges for her and her family, including the end of her third child due to meningitis. Activities of daily living for her had become a burden as well, because of the limitation her condition had brought her. Even lying down creates a challenge that results to a lot of discomfort. John Line was diagnosed with chest mastitis the first time she consulted the doctors. She's usually skinny, but when she noticed that her chest were weirdly growing in size despite finishing the 7-day course of the antibiotic given to her then, this altered her lifestyle a lot. She can't cook, do the laundry, and would need help in taking a bath as well. And her condition induces heat over time as compared to a normal person would feel during an ordinary day. Hans Langseth. The Norwegian immigrant from the United States, Hans Langseth, was able to grow his beard to a length of 5 meters 66 centimeters. His beard descended below his legs and wrapped around his shoulders. Hans led an ordinary farmer's life and was famous for his giant beard. Hans Langseth, King Whiskers, as he was called, who holds the record for the world's longest beard, 18 feet 6 inches long. After he's passed away in 1927, one of his sons cut off his beard living in the face of the deceased. A small part of her beard was donated to the Smithsonian Institute. While Langseth's beard has never undergone such tests, keeping it on hand remains an important part of the museum's mission. Plus, it's a worthy boast, being home to the Hope Diamond and the world's longest beard.